QTV News, coming to you live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Ashma Oba. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. The Ministry of Transport and stakeholders on Sunday commemorated World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims to raise awareness of road safety issues and recognize victims of traffic accidents. Save Life Gambia also held a tree planting exercise at the Bata Konkolowo Basic School in honor for victims of road traffic accidents. Front Start Driving School, in partnership with the Police Traffic Control and Testing Unit, conducted a field exercise on Saturday for 32 trainee drivers to assess their level of competence and qualification. The Gambia government, in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization, commemorated World Fisheries Day on Monday. Now those were main headlines, now the news in detail. As part of the commemoration of the World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims, the Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, in collaboration with stakeholders, commemorated the day on Sunday to raise awareness of road safety issues and recognize victims of traffic accidents. More in this by Lena E. Igwenyiba.
The event is to remember those who have died and the many more seriously injured during road traffic accidents, and to advocate for better support for victims and bereaved families. The day is commemorated globally on the third Sunday of November annually. Road traffic accidents have become a major concern in the Gambia. In 2019, the Gambia ranked 4th in the world according to a WHO report. Also, according to a surgeon at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, Dr. Keba Marena, accident cases recorded in the Gambia by the 25th of April 2022 reached 11,995, while the death toll accelerated to 365. From January to April 2022, the Gambia registered 1,825 new cases of road accidents. Principal Magistrate Mohammed Kurubali, who is also the chairman of the Gambia Federation of the Disabled, explains plans to ensure justice for crash victims.
The judiciary, to which I belong, we should make sure that when the perpetrators or the accused that are charged with either reckless driving or either negligence or overspeeding, etc., are being duly prosecuted, and the imposition of a custodial sentence or fine are being actually meted out onto them.
Aliu Toure is a road traffic victim working at the Department of Social Welfare, Disabled and Rehabilitation Center.
What I want to tell my fellow victims are, let us be patient, let us have faith. Whatever the Almighty says in life must happen. So let's accept our conditions and have patience, feel positive.
Siaka Sonko, the Minister of Interior, highlights the efforts made by the Gambia Police Force and partners to minimize the rate of road traffic accidents in the country.
I've conducted community outreach programs in many schools and communities within the country in order to raise public awareness on road traffic classes, their roles in preventing these classes.
The slogan for this year's commemoration is to remember those who died, support those who have survived, and act for justice. Ibrahim Asila, the Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, reiterates the Gambia government's commitment to addressing the growing road safety challenges.
The leadership of His Excellency President Adama Barrow is putting in place all necessary institutional management and regulatory frameworks to enable the government to better tackle our road safety challenges. It is anticipated that in a very near future, a dedicated road lead safety agency will be set up to solely deal with road safety matters in the Gambia. And I want to assure the Victims Association that my ministry will engage them to set up an association.
On the World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims, we recognize victims who died and those who deal daily with the traumatic aftermath of road crashes, and remind the government, civil society and road users of their responsibility to make our roads safer for all. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Iyigwenyiba.
Also, Save Life Gambia commemorated World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims by organizing a tree planting exercise on Sunday at the Bato Konkulowo Basic School in honor of victims of road traffic accidents. Momono Gajaga was there and he now reports.
Road accidents are very common in the Gambia, and many families have lost loved ones as a result. Unless drastic action is taken, road traffic accidents are likely to increase and lives will continue to be lost and be at risk. Dauda Ba, the chairman of Safe Life Gambia, is a road safety advocate. He says it is time for authorities to listen and act.
This day has an important tool in our efforts to reduce casualties. It offers an opportunity for drawing attention to scale emotional and economic devastations caused by road traffic crashes, and for giving recognition to the suffering of road crash victims and the work of Safe Life Gambia and its beautiful volunteers who are at the forefront of battle to curb, diminish, to see Gambia achieve Vision Zero, or if not Vision Zero, at least to a great number.
Some of the most vulnerable people on our roads are unaccompanied children and students trying to cross the road. Bato Konkulowo Basic School is located near a highway. More than 800 students had to cross the road on a daily basis to get access to the school. Jara Bitei Joara, the headmistress of the school, says road safety awareness is important for students. She advocates for more trees to be planted to save the planet from the adverse effects of climate change.
Last year, they did come here in our school to have sessions with our students on road safety. And today too, they are here for tree planting. We will assure you the trees you are going to plant today, the safe and the security of those trees.
Omar Tule, the deputy mayor of Banjul, says action needs to be taken to reduce the high rate of road traffic accidents. He also advises the students to always maintain discipline, while acknowledging the need to grow more trees to combat climate change.
We should be ranked fourth for safetyness in the world, the safest country in the world, not the most risky country in this world. We are urging all authorities, including myself, because I'm an authority, and definitely knowing that today through the chairperson, it touches me, and let's try to mitigate that, to make that action now.
Village elders, community members, and other speakers praised Safe Life Gambia for organizing such an event in remembrance of victims of road traffic accidents. Mudu Gajaga, QTV News.
This is our world, hear our voices, save our future, stop climate change, conservation, preservation and protection, environment, environment and environment.
Drive carefully because you might be saving your own life. Okay, from that story by Momodo Gajaga, we'll now go for a short commercial break. When we return, we have more local news stories for you. Do stay tuned.
Under the auspices of the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, the Muslim World League, in collaboration with the Gambia government, will host the Conference of African Religious Ministers and Ulamas on the 6th of December 2022. The International Islamic Conference will bring together ministers of religious affairs, leading Islamic scholars, policymakers, youths, community leaders across Africa to discuss and advance Islamic values that promote peace and tolerance. Let's come together and welcome our brothers and sisters in keeping with our trademark hospitality at the Smiling Coast of Africa. This message is brought to you by the Ministry responsible for Religious Affairs in collaboration with the Gambia OIC Secretariat.
ko jeex li ko waral mooy QTV ak Marketplace dañoo taamu di won réew mi li nga xamante ne mooy quality fashion tegu ci temps xew ci jamono neex a xool lool ma taamu ci Marketplace day jël caméramanam dugg ci biir réew mi seet li nga xamante ne sunuy xale yi réew dañu ko bëgg ndax ñoom dañoo coquette lool seet li gën te gën a gën ñu indil leen ko fii ci biir QTV ngeen di ko seetaan ci àdduna wërngal këpp man namatuma flight jam de li ko waral mooy lépp lu ma daan wuti bitim réew mu ngi fii ci biir réew mi waaye da nga koo bëgg a gis da nga koo bëgg a xam da nga naan jàkk Marketplace dafa fas yéene ñëwaat 2022 bii ànd ak QTV nee nañ kee ngay daxee boo ko mënu la jot li ci sa loxo nga koy sànni moo waral QTV bëgg a sànni seeni programme seeni product yéen teelo yi yéen designers yi ci biir Marketplace boo sànnee day dal de bëgg ngaa sànni da nga jël seeni nomba nga jokkoo ak ñoom ñu fekk si la ci sa diiwaan wane la lu coquette li nga am pour réew mi 324 4444 ak Marketplace dama ciy toogee nu ma neexee ndax lépp lu ma fay gis day tëgg sa bëm.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News. Now, most of the accidents in the Gambia are caused by reckless driving, unqualified drivers, lack of knowledge or respect for road traffic signs, drink driving, among other factors. One driving school trying to train drivers to be fully qualified before taking to the roads is Frontstar Driving School, which in partnership with the Police Traffic Control and Testing Unit conducted a field exercise on Saturday for 32 trainee drivers to assess their level of competence and qualification. Julden Jai has the rest of that story.
The exercise was conducted in line with the traffic laws, which oblige driving schools to invite the police to supervise and recommend that trainees are qualified and fit to drive. Qualification follows intensive training in theory and practical lessons, after which the trainees are expected to graduate and be issued certificates and driving license. Antoinette Mendy, the manager of Frontstar Driving School, says the exercise is to gauge the students' level of understanding of the skills required to drive. Ms. Mendy called on Gambians to make the best use of the driving schools to get the skills required before driving to avoid or minimize road traffic accidents.
After the training, we convite them together and bring officials from the police, officials that are recommended in this country as testing officers that will come and test the students on their ability to drive. Because we know driving is not something very easy, something that you just go around and pick up a car, go around and come back.
Amadou Jallo, the principal testing officer, called on other driving schools to involve the police in their training and assessment exercises.
I will tell them they have to involve the police force. The police are here to reinforce the law. And if you look at it, the police are struggling with the citizens when it comes to road signs, that's traffic. Most of the drivers doesn't know the traffic. Entirely, if you go and look at the accidents rates which are happening in this country, most of them are avoidable.
Modula Minjai, chief instructor of Frontstar Driving School, says the work is a daunting task, but Frontstar instructors are always happy to train students to be qualified drivers.
It doesn't mean that maybe we train only in the field. We used to go with them in the traffic, because it doesn't mean if you want to drive a car, you'll be driving maybe in the bushy areas or only in the field, because all the drivers will end up being in the traffic. So that's why when we started at the field, maybe 1 week or 4 days, if we see that you are a fast learner, because in driving you have fast learners and slow learners. Some are very good. Even you go with them in the field first day, they click. So the second day I will just tell them no need for you to go to the field. Let's go to traffic, I see you.
Sally Toure and Aminata Sanyang, both trainees, spoke of their experience.
Before I started going to Frontstar, I didn't know most of the traffic rules and regulations. And then when I went to Frontstar, they were able to teach me all of that. They were able to teach me what the road signs means, what you should do in the traffic, and the things that you shouldn't do.
It was a whole new experience, a whole new place. Like, I came to learn that no matter who you are, humble yourself so that you can fit in the society. That's one aspect of it. Number two, when you're driving, always be comfortable within yourself. Focus on what you're doing and also trying to notice the signboards.
Hardly a day goes by without news of an accident, many resulting in loss of lives and serious injuries. The frequent accidents are attributed to incompetence, poorly qualified drivers and reckless driving. It therefore makes sense to teach drivers important aspect details such as road signs and basics of driving. For QTV News, I am Julden Yai.
Okay, now a cleaning exercise to protect the environment was conducted on Saturday by the Gambia Maritime Administration at various boat landing sites in the Greater Banjul area and West Coast region. Lena Igweniba again.
The beach cleaning exercise was conducted along 12 boat landing sites, including Banjul, Bakau, Brufut, Tangi, Sanyang, Katong, Fajara and Gunju, among others. The exercise is part of GMA's goal of ensuring the safety of navigation in Gambian waters and the preservation of the marine environment. The exercise also aims to increase public awareness of the importance of our beaches and marine life. Karamo Bakari Jane is the Director General of the Gambia Maritime Administration.
This is one of our mandates that we should be doing, to ensure that the maritime environment is free, is clean, to prevent any form of maritime pollution that will be in our waters. Maritime environment is everybody's environment.
Farmer BM Jaju, the Assistant Marine Surveyor and Coordinator for the cleaning exercise, speaks on the significance of keeping the beaches clean.
Now, as the Gambia Maritime Administration, we have an overarching mandate when it comes to preservation of the clean waters. We ensure that no sort of pollution is done in our waters, from the vessel into the Gambian waters, and also from the beaches into the Gambian waters. Given the nature of the current in the country, normally the water comes from the beaches and it goes back. So if we don't ensure that the beach is clean, anytime the beach is dirty, if the water goes and comes in, it's going to take back all those debris and all those pollutants into the water. And knowing the impacts of that on marine life, we try to conduct quarterly cleanup exercise in order to prevent that, to preserve the marine resources and have clean waters. Yeah.
Ibrahim Eba, a communications officer at GMA, says in collaboration with their partners, they will try their best to ensure that Gambian beaches are clean and safe.
It is part of our efforts to ensure protection of the marine environment. Of course, if you observe, there's a lot of plastic and waste around the beachfront, and eventually some of these waste will end up into the waters, into the beach, into the sea. So we are trying to make sure that this does not happen, and we are doing this in collaboration with the NEA, National Environment Agency, NDMA, and all the councils, that is KMC, Brikama Area Council, Banjul City Council.
Sadu Suare, a ton technician at GMA, believes that aside from conducting cleaning exercises, sensitization will also have a great impact.
To talk to people, to tell them to not throw unwanted things inside the sea, because this is where our livings come from. So we need to sensitize people to know the importance of the sea.
Ibrahim Toure, a driver, had some advice for beach users.
Advice to beach users, which is it is very important, especially these people that normally come for picnic. It is very important for them, whatever they bring and use through. I think it is better when you use something, it's better you have a bag where you should be keeping your things. After then you can just throw it when you go home. I think it's better than throwing it in the seaside.
The lives of the marine species are endangered when we litter beaches and never clean them up. Cleaning the coastline breeds healthy marine life, including seafood, which many people consume. As a country heavily reliant on tourism, it is equally important to keep our beaches clean to attract more tourists. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena E. Gwenyiba.
The Gambia government, in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, commemorated World Fisheries Day on Monday. Julden Jai has more.
The day provides a unique opportunity when the industry's successes and challenges are highlighted for the sector's duty bearers and right holders to reflect on the status quo of the industry with a view to making improvements. Anna Mbenga Cham, Director of Fisheries and Water Resources, says The Ministry of Fisheries is determined to ensure that the nation's marine resources are utilized sustainably to generate employment opportunities, provide income and contribute to poverty alleviation and improve food and nutritional security of the population.
In all these interventions, the set goals and objectives are to increase fish production, eliminate or reduce post-harvest losses, and increase more fresh fish availability to the interior of the country to increase protein intake for rural communities.
Gambia's fisheries contribute more than 12% of the gross domestic product, and fish is an important source of animal protein for about 50% of the Gambian population. To ensure continuous availability, accessibility, affordability, and utilization of fish in a sustainable manner, government and partners are providing fisheries infrastructural facilities, fishing-related equipment and machinery, and means for fish distribution and marketing within the country. However, the fisheries sector is facing lots of threats from the degradation of the food web by irresponsible human activities and climate change. The degradation of fish habitats has affected about 50% of the Gambia's fish stock. Moshibudi Rampedi, the FAO representative in the Gambia, says the day presents an opportunity for FAO and partners to discuss how social protection, when integrated in fisheries policies, can support equitable development of the sector.
On World Fisheries Day, FAO wishes to highlight the importance of the Code of Conduct for Responsible Fisheries. We should minimize overfishing, illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing activities. We should encourage introduction of appropriate legal and policy instruments. We should cooperate and promote better management and protect aquatic resources and invest in aquaculture.
Fanta MS Mane is the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Fisheries.
Our primary role as a ministry in this enterprise includes the facilitation and provision of facilities such as fisheries ports, ice plant, cold storage facilities, and fresh fish distribution and marketing to provide a vibrant business environment.
Effective fisheries management can rebuild stocks and increase fisheries production for food security and nutrition, economic growth, and the well-being of communities through collaboration between government, fisheries, and fish workers' organization. For QTV News, I am Julden Yai.
That's all we have for you on this news bulletin, but before we go, a recap of our main news headlines. The Ministry of Transport and stakeholders on Sunday commemorated World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims to raise awareness of the road safety issues and recognize victims of traffic accidents. Save Life Gambia also held a tree planting exercise at the Batakunkulo Basic School in honor of victims of road traffic accidents. Front Star Driving School, in partnership with the Police Traffic Control and Testing Unit, conducted a field exercise on Saturday for 32 trainees drivers to assess their level of competence and qualification. The Gambia government, in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization, commemorated World Fisheries Day on Monday. That's all we have for you in this news bulletin. Join us at 10 p.m. for more news. Thanks for watching. we have for you on this news bulletin. Join us tomorrow for more news. Thanks for watching. This is QTV's Midday News, coming to you live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Ashma Uba. Thanks for joining us. That's all for this edition of the news. Join us tonight at 8 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for joining us.